Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to be reviewing our 1-0 win last night against Sporting Lisbon in the Champions League. Now, going into the game in my preview, I said I thought we would have enough quality and I thought we would use some rotation, but I was actually surprised of how strong the team was. That was pretty much a first team. And it really was. Even though Felipe Luis came in, Felipe Luis is on the edge of breaking into the first team anyway, so I think that he's a first team, so it was a really strong team. And to see Diego Costa play, I was still a little bit cautious because I'm like, Sunday is a massive game, but if Costa's up for it, then maybe he can play on Sunday. And what it looked like to me was Costa looked raring to go. His movement all night was sensational. Especially for that first chance, straight away he runs through, is onside, and that's just an amazing. And what I love about Costa is he's never just standing still. He's always trying to make a movement, and unlike some of our other strikers that have failed, he always tries to find the best position, which sounds obvious, but he's always on the move. So even if, like, say, an attack and it doesn't look like the ball's going to come to him, it looks like there's 2 or 3 players in a better position than him, he'll always try and find space. And he was just brilliant last night, and I think he was always the most positive player for me on the pitch. When he got that ball, he looked dangerous. He was always trying to move forward, also going backwards. He made some really good defensive challenges. He made one right at the end, literally at the end of the game, which I think he stopped Nani running through, and even though that probably wouldn't have led to a goal, it still shows. And to me, Costa, he didn't look like he had any problems, which is a positive, so I think he can play on Sunday. He is nearing full fitness, and he didn't look off the pace last night, and he looked good, so that's a positive. I think also a positive was our attacking and how quickly we countered them. Sporting had a very young side out. I was actually surprised of how young the defence was, and they were kind of quite naive, which you could expect, but we kept on breaking them down. The problem was all night, didn't take our chances. Costa had the first chance. Their keeper was amazing, but Schürrle had a few chances. Schürrle, his chance in the first half when Hazard got away, crossed it into him, you've got to bury that, especially Schürrle, who's normally a good finisher. You have to score that. If you're a player who's a World Cup winner, you have to put that away. And to me, Schürrle was on and off last night. He was good going, like, in terms of build-up play, but his finishing was just off. I thought Hazard had a good game. I thought in that first half an hour he was really good, and the problem was he kept on getting fouled over and over again. The referee didn't do anything about it. We saw against Swansea, when Swansea came down to the bridge, the referee cracked down on it early, and this is the thing with referees that really annoy me. If you crack down on it early, then players will stop fouling Hazard. But because the referee never stopped it early enough, players just kept on doing it. There were some disgusting tackles on Hazard, really, and should have been yellows for it, but that's for me the inconsistency of ref. But yeah, we finally did get the goal, funny enough, from a set piece. Fabregas, another assist, yet another assist. He's just been amazing this season, and his performance level each game for me has been brilliant. Him and Matic have just been brilliant. They really do help us out, especially in games like this where maybe our finishing isn't as good, or we're not good defensively. I think they really do help out. Fabregas, great ball in, and then of course Matic, the link-up play. Matic with a header, really, and great team scoring 2 goals. Former Benfica man scoring against Sporting Lisbon. I'm sure that must have felt good for him. I kind of just expected that we would go on and score more goals. I think we'd maybe 2 or 3-0, but that didn't happen. We came out in the second half, wasn't as clinical, yet again missing chances, and we let them back into the game. Now, even though Sporting did have a chance, they didn't really threaten us, but it was still the pressure, and it was still making it tougher than it should have been. That should have been an easy game, but then again, it proves that Di Matteo on Sky said, you really don't have any walkovers in the Champions League anymore. These are tough games, and teams are going to come at you, and they do have quality. And I felt, before the game, I said about Nani and William Carvalho, he didn't amaze me last night, but he does look like a strong defensive midfielder, and apparently he's going to stay at Sporting. That was what people were saying last night, but I wasn't as impressed as I was with Nani, who actually in the first half was very poor, and then in the second half he did show a little bit more dangerous. The problem was he was their only asset, and every time they got the ball out to the wings, that's the first guy they were going to. And even though his running and his touch was good, he didn't threaten us. So it was weird, because it was frustrating because we didn't kill off the game. But then again, Sporting played well in the second half, but didn't really trouble us. So we got another clean sheet. it's very mixed feelings about the game, but overall it's 3 points. It was job done. We've got the win now. The group is now in our control. We play Maribor home and away, and we should win those games. We should really win those games comfortably, and then from there really I think we'll have 9 points, and then that should be enough to see us through. Now moving over to Talk Chelsea FC, I got to thank Gabriel said, horrible finishing, we could have scored 5 goals, not good enough. I do agree, our finishing should have been better. Lingesh says, Ramirez was missed, Schürrle had a bad game, but no need to slay him, he'll come through for us. So that's another thing I did say. I'm sorry, I have to admit, I did put my Ramirez in my starting 11. Someone rightfully told me that he was out for 3 weeks, and we could have missed him. He's a good player and a good midfielder, and he's really contributed to us this season, so hopefully he can be fit sooner than later, because he will help in these types of games, just like he did against Man City. Jack said, should have taken our chances and given Remy a longer game. It frustrated me that we didn't rest Costa, but happy with the 3 points, so kind of agree with that a bit. Johnny said, very unhappy with the performance. Overall, we should have come out much stronger in the second half and dominated. Schürrle played absolutely awful. I'd love to see us dominate a Champions League match. Still hoping. Lewis says, poor finishing from lads. Mostly solid at the back, but good clean sheet. Scrappy, but 3 points all that matters. Also, Matic was very impressive. Yeah, again, he was a beast in midfield, just like he always is. Amit says, played pretty well to be honest, but like everyone said, our finishing was horrendous. Mourinho face palmed himself when Salah missed one-on-one. Schürrle had a terrible game, which seems to be just an ongoing thing. He also says that he seems to miss the target way too much. Matic and Fabregas played decent, picking in balls for Costa, Hazard and co, so I do agree with that. Schürrle seems to be getting slated, but his finishing wasn't good enough last night, and it's kind of quite mixed because some players played well and others did. Then Kisa said, Matic and Fabregas were outstanding, made so many opportunities for the front four, so kind of a bit like what Amit said. Ethan said, wouldn't say it was a scrappy win, but we definitely could have played a better game. So thanks for your comments, guys. Kind of agree with most of what people said, and I think the general view is we wasted opportunities, should have won more, but then again we've got another clean sheet. So that's 2 clean sheets in a row, and we do look solid at the back again, and that's a good thing, especially going into the game against Arsenal. So yeah, I mean it's 3 points, and that's the main thing. And you look at City, they drew last night, they lost their first game. They've only got 1 point for 2 games. We have 4, and really if you look at it, we're in a good position now. We really are. We have to screw it up at this point. Move on to Sunday, which is a massive game, which I'll be doing a preview for. I'm really nervous for it. But yeah, thanks for watching again, guys. Thanks for all the support, and yeah, follow me on Twitter @SonofChelsea, and I'll see you again.